Hi, my name is Torres, and I'm the Public Programs Coordinator at Contemporary Arts Museum Houston. Welcome to another CAM Connects. Today, we're checking in with Lynn Lane and Jennifer Mabus of the Transitory Sound and Movement Collective, based here in Houston, Texas. The Transitory Sound and Movement Collective present unique and spontaneous compositions, allowing each performance to develop through an immersive, collaboration-driven process. Fans of the collective will remember their powerful performances at CAM, an Ordinance of Discordance, as well as Abstractions in the Key of Yellow, which conceptually connected to our 2019 exhibition, Cheryl Donegan, Grills and Bells, co-presented by CAM and the Aspen Art Museum. Lynn and Jennifer will talk to us about their drive to create and what they've been working on during the pandemic. Now let's go see what they're up to.
Well, here we are, the Transitory Sound and Movement Collective in quarantine 2020. I'm Lynn Lane. I'm the founder, artistic director, sound artist for the Transitory Sound and Movement Collective, and this is...
I am Jennifer Mabus. I am a Houston dance artist currently, and the choreographer and a founding member of the TSMC.
So we're here to kind of talk a little bit about where we are during this quarantine time period and what our process is now from a creative place, as well as how this is affecting us on whatever level it's affecting us. So we're still trying to create in the middle of all of this. We're working on a series called the Collective Isolation Series, where we're working with different artists across the country and this technology that we have available to us at this point. A lot of what we're doing is through Zoom. And so since we're working with that, we're having to accept a lot of the limitations that it has, as well as the glitches and technological problems that we run into as we're moving through it, as we're trying to create work. So, that's a really interesting thing, because instead of us having the ability to get into a space together and create collaboratively and have a rehearsal time, we're kind of shifting back to the original space that we were in, where everything is really more of an improvisational structure. And so that's been kind of exciting. I think maybe Jennifer, you could talk a little bit about where we are.
Yeah, I was thinking when you mentioned kind of the glitches and things like that is sort of like chance part of our process. And, one of our, of course, collaboration inspirations is Cage and Cunningham. And they use chance a lot. Like they would roll the dice to create the dance score, not put the music and dance together till it happened, all those sorts of things in order to sort of knock themselves out of their personal patterns, any habits, things like that. They wanted chance to shake that up to create something new. So in some ways, while I deeply miss the conversation with the audience in the room with us, and the conversation with each other in the room, it has been this kind of wonderful push into this new territory as far as allowing a little more chance back into our process, allowing a little more improvisation back in, and some of that kind of thing to kind of push us out of our comfort zone in this new technology, and have new voices that also pushes us out of our comfort zone. So sort of the silver lining of this time is kind of that reinvigoration in that way. And one of our big things is to always push and challenge ourselves. Lynn always talks about that. So it's really, in some ways, good for us to have this push. In other ways, I really miss people. But it's exciting to kind of see how hopefully this will take us into our next projects when we can enter into a space with others.
And I think that's kind of, been a challenge for us, is because the audience is that third component that's really important. They are a part of this conversation. And when I talk about our work really begins at the beginning of our creative process. And when the audience enters into it, they've entered into the piece while it's been alive for a while. And when they leave, the piece continues on. And so without that audience, we're missing that other component. We have the audience online, and we've the first piece that we did in this Collective Isolation series, we worked with, there were 10 artists involved in it. There were 8 musicians, Jennifer as the dancer, choreographer, and then we had a poet as well. And so that was an interesting one, because, that's a lot of people to contend with in this odd technological space. We've done a few others since then, and we were recently commissioned by the Omni Arts Foundation out of New York to be a part of the Lean on Me online concert series that's happening in May and June. We are on the June 6th evening of the program, and it's really exciting. Isabel Leonard, who's a Grammy Award winning opera singer, she's the host for the program, and there's musicians from across the country who are a part of it. So we're thrilled to bring in one of our transitory sound and movement collective pieces that really challenges the idea of what opera is, because we're on the opera section. Um, Jennifer and I were working with Abigail Fisher, an incredible soprano, and she's also playing percussion out of New York. Federico De Michelis, he is Argentinian, lives in Houston. He sings with the Houston Grand Opera. He came out of the Houston Grand Opera Studio Artist Program. It's just phenomenal. Both artists are really bringing a fresh new voice to this work, which is super exciting. I know we're thrilled about that. You know, what's funny is that this is called the Connect series, and it's been a real thrill for us to be able to create work for the Contemporary Art Museum. We've done 2 large-scale performance pieces there, and the last one we did was called Abstraction in the Key of Yellow, which was performed in Cheryl Donegan's solo exhibition that was there, and that was really great. You know, it was a wonderful opportunity. We created a dynamic piece, and through that we connected with Cheryl, who's an artist in New York, phenomenal. We're going to be collaborating with her on a new work, and we started the conversation and the development of it prior to this COVID-19, and in fact, just the other day, she sent us drawings for the costumes that she's designed. I mean, not drawings, I'm sorry, photos. They were beyond that. They're
Actual pieces.
yeah, they weren't drawings, they were actual pieces. And they're beautiful. They're going to be so fun to work
Amazing.
with. And so, Jennifer, I'm sorry.
Oh no, the pieces are amazing, and I think they're going to inspire again us in a new direction, which has been fun about all these new collaborations. And we really have the partnership with the CAM to thank for that, because that process of creating there and within Cheryl's work helped us develop a new collaborative partner, which has been really amazing.
Yeah, that's one of the things I really love about the transitory. You know, it's that first word, transitory. We are a collective. We're a temporal collective that we work with people. They come in and out of the collective and bring their voices to keep our creative process fresh, and it allows us to challenge ourselves more. And each piece becomes really different because it's not a set core group of people. There are the core members, but then the other people that come in bring their own independent voices, which is awesome. You know, it's challenging right now for us because we are so much about that collective, collaborative process of being in the space and listening and feeling each other. And right now we don't have that. But what we do have is we have our creative spirit and our creative voices that we're trying to really make resonate the best way that we can. You know, I think this Connect project Connect series is really pretty wonderful because it gives us an opportunity to see other artists as well that are in their spaces and what they're doing during this time period. And I think that we all see that, you know, the arts matter. You know, no matter where we are and no matter what's happening, even during this quarantine time period, we're still here fighting to make the arts, you know, relevant in a way that maybe some people forget, because now what we're all doing during this time period is we're turning to the arts to give us some sort of joy, some sort of normalcy, even if it's just online. And you know, I think people are starting to see, yeah, the arts really do matter. And I can't wait to be able to create something new with our collective in the CAM space again, because that space is just amazing. It's always been an inspiration for me. So thanks so much for letting us be a part of it and talk.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, letting us talk about where we are. You know, we're locked down, but we're not locked out. We're still making work, and we're going to keep work. And everyone else needs to support the arts and support CAM because it's an awesome institution doing great things for Houston and the entire world. So thanks for everything.
Thank you.
You guys are awesome.